welcome to September, and because it's the beginning of a brand new month, and also the beginning of a brand new week, we're doing some weekly challenges. Welcome to pretty much the year anniversary. Now, we're going to go from this to this, so we're going to start with get to floor 3 of Tower of Rage. Now, this isn't so bad. Now, sorry if I sounded quite spittly, and I want to get these done. So I have September on a great note. Now, because of this, I'm going to increase my volume on my mic. But yeah, now I'm going to try to do a little bit of like an older theme with this, maybe. Just like do a cut for each of the weekly challenges. Because of these later two and how lengthy they can be. So floor 1 now. Floor 1's very sight readable. The only thing I would recommend is doing the skip onto there. That's the only thing I can recommend. If you don't know how to do it, you jump to this stud and you just jump like, alright, I landed first try, but like, you just kind of jump until you go in climb animation like that. And you're good to go. So now for floor 2. Floor 2, you just jump onto this. Jump all the way up. You see this, and then you just jump to there. Very simple and concise floor. Nothing too crazy, and you should ultimately get it done in pretty much no time. But then you just simply do a head hitter onto this. Whew, that was a pretty close one. Then you jump up to this. Jump to this. And then you're pretty much good for the rest of the floor. And that is the first challenge. Now the next one is be any steeple above medium and arcane area. So if you go to arcane area like this, it should take about 3.14 seconds to ultimately reach there. Which you're going to see a lot of people as weekly challenges just released. Now, sometimes on this challenge, if you wait a few days, it might change. And because this challenge isn't the best, it might change. Now, what I mean is this challenge just takes a really long time to do. So I will sound very quiet towards it. But I'm also just going to try to get the big portion of it out. Now, out of all the steeples, I highly recommend doing atmospheric powers just because it's the shortest out of them all. You follow the arrows and then you just wrap. And it's very simple as well. It takes like 3 minutes at most. So for this, you have to wait for this to cycle back in. I guess sometimes it breaks, but yeah, I guess there's that. Now, then you just wrap onto this, jump up. Well, you jump onto this, and now you're on floor 2. You start off with some nice ice platforms. Nothing too crazy, but then you go up to this, wrap up. The goal is to hit that. The goal is to hit this. You can just jump up onto this. You'll hit that, and then you go to this area. You just jump on top of the spinner, jump to these, and then you do some wraps, which goes into a tightrope. And then you push this X pusher. Be careful, you might climb, but I've never had that happen. But it is a bit weird as it's like a unique X pusher of some kind. Now you're on floor. No, I think you're still on 2, but I could be wrong. You get this little section, which very simple. It's like a 6-stud wrap, the hardest. Why did I jump there? I don't know, but don't worry. The section's safety netted, and again, this is a very, very short steeple. That's why I recommend this. And then you just go across this, hit the button, permanent button progress. It's not much, but in this, it can save, so just don't reset. Just don't bother resetting if you fail. Unless you fall outside of the steeple. Then you might want to reset, but I mean, not too many are going to be bleeding this. Anyways, once you go around, you jump up to here. Go on this. You got to wrap around on that, probably the hardest jump out of them all. And then you jump onto this. You got to do it from the right side to go into that. And then you have this kind of like a wall climb. Remember to just like wrap slightly so you don't hit your head. And just kind of go out, and then it's nothing too crazy. It's hard difficulty. And then you jump up this. I recommend flicking. Be careful when you go up. Do you see this windmill about to get you? Just wait. Look where this is, because this will fling you off. So yeah, as you saw, like if it's like towards like this way, don't do it. But if it's going towards this way, like then you're in a bad spot. So you want to be parallel to the windmill thingy. Other than that, there's nothing to worry about with this floor. You just gotta go mildly paced, but you don't want to go too paced, otherwise, yeah. So that's pretty much that. Once you pass this way, you get this spacing, probably the best floor of them all. It's cool, and the gameplay can be slightly fun. You jump to here, and then you just wrap up to this. Then you just go around. Just stay on the lighter platforms, the lighter colored platforms, which is asteroids apparently. Then you just go up to this, and after this point you got this. This part might be difficult. I recommend wrapping on the left because the right you might hit your head, but the left I've never had that problem. So go that way. Also, you get a little bit better over time by doing just random stuff like that. Remember, there's you can climb. And then you have this. Jump up to here. Flick, and congratulations, you just beat that. It literally takes 3 minutes to do that. That's why I recommend that. And now we have to go all the way to Ring 2 to do probably, among like this challenge. Beat Colder, Tower of Cold Hands is it's not a good challenge, but it's not necessarily difficult because it's pretty difficult, but once you get used to this, it's not the worst thing. But I would recommend like having some actual skill for this. By pressing this button, you make everything slippery. So you kind of want to have this like jumping. It's nothing too crazy, but either holding space. But remember, you can build momentum very quickly with this ice. It's a different kind of ice that makes this much more bearable, as you can gain momentum much quicker. So what it means, like look how quickly I'm getting momentum. You do want like a stud worth of like length between, but that's like all you need. So in a pinch, if you do have to be within like a half stud or quarter stud, there's still a chance of you gaining a little momentum before going, thus helping you a little bit. But yeah, phone's not too bad. For this, just watch out so you don't hit your hand flying off, because pretty far now. Now, this you just gotta go up this. Try to jump to the truss if you can. But this part you just gotta prepare yourself so you can turn around like it's probably a nightmare to go the legit way, especially with like this. It's nothing too crazy. This you just gotta hold W and then space. Remember, holding space is kind of your best friend in this challenge. Unless you're in a situation where you have to climb, then just don't. Because you don't really get affected when on a ladder or climb animation. As long as you're in a situation not like that, just hold this. Also, my throat just dry. I need to drink some water and clear it. Now you got some spinners. You just have to kind of like watch out. It's not too bad. Again, this ice is different. What you notice is you can gain momentum, but it lags. Think of like your momentum lagging a little bit to start up, and then lagging a little bit to stop. Now, because of that, you gotta do this ice challenge a little bit. You gotta put yourself on this middle one, and then just go to the right, and then flick up like as I just did. Very consistent. Honestly, it's a better method. Probably the best method I could think of for that. Anyways, you got some falling platforms, and that's really your first hurdle. The only other hurdle you have is on floor 7. No, floor 5. You have two. One on floor 5, one on floor 7. Those are your biggest hurdles with this. And you'll see on floor 5, but it's nothing too crazy, but it's still good. You just have to be very mindful with this. Just like use space to your help, because space instantly stops your momentum jumping versus just like letting it stop normally. This just hold D, because you get caught on the one stud, preventing you from like going crazy. And then after that, you just gotta go here. Floor 5, you just go up to there, and then you have this next ladder up here, which this jump's a bit bad. You have to get like, you have to jump space, you have to jump like right with, like you have to start like moving just like the second you land. Like you have to move, you have to have this like a tiny bit of like inner momentum while also moving, because otherwise you can't make it. It's a very precise jump, but it's not as bad as it sounds. Just take the tightrope on this case. And in this case, I would recommend rushing the tightropes. Because this just makes them slightly easier, but still take your time with them. And these just kind of get towards the wall so you can be good to go. And now you're on floor 6. Floor 6 again isn't too crazy. What you gotta do is you just have to go around these pillars. And then after that, you just go around to this. Do these wraparounds, and then if you just do a wall, just do a high jump. It's nothing too difficult. I think it's like a 10 or 11, but nothing too bad. Then you just jump up, wrap, and turn. Ooh, that was a bit close. Only looked at like that way for me. I could be wrong, but yeah. Make sure if you're stopping like right now, like for me, make sure you're not moving, because you could just slide down something like and just lose because of that. Well, I mean, if you've beaten Tower of Slipping and Sliding, you shouldn't have to worry about this, and this challenge should feel kind of a breeze, like, honestly. Tower of Slipping and Sliding is good to beat because it uses ice a lot. But yeah, if I could ever do that. We now reach our next row, 4-7 outside. Now, most of it's actually pretty easy, except for one specific part, you know, those half-stud, like, head hitter wraparound thingies. That's the part that'll get you. But it's not the worst thing. I say that I might fail it now, but I mean, I've passed it more times than not on my first try. Like, this part's not bad, I just kind of skip it. What you have to do is you have to lodge yourself on this. Ooh. What you have to do is you kind of have to, like, go to the side and then just, like, start moving, and either gain momentum enough so you can treat it a bit more normally, or just go to the edge and I just start going and then turning. But it's nothing too bad. It just, whoa. That's a bit of a problem. Now, I'm gonna meet you back up there. Alright, I'm finally back. Now, funny story. Right after I got back the first time, I failed that, and yeah, I really started feeling it was like really starting to get to me. But hey, on Flurry, now Flurry isn't that bad. Like, the only thing to worry about was like one or two. It was like one thing, which like the walls isn't even that bad. I would say this part's the worst, like, because you have to kind of like go into there, but it's not that bad. You just jump, and then just jump like right before the walls like interconnect, so you just kind of go, or just start moving like kind of like that, so like you're walking into it as it goes away. It's very simple though. And then you have this part, which I wonder if there's going to be a second wave, but just like the creator of this tower never got to that. Now, sorry if I get a bit more quiet towards this and the last one. Just getting really late, and like, yeah, I've been strolling on this challenge. I've been here for like, well, I mean, I've actually like lost internet connection, so another reason why I want to get this done. These you should want to jump and then wrap. You'll take so much extra health, but it's the only health you're really going to take throughout this tower. Now, floor 9, you have these. Now, I'm actually going to increase the volume just a little bit here, so hopefully I can sound a little bit louder. These, just you go slowly on them, because the way the slipperiness works, you can use it in your favor, like on towers like these. As long as you just go really slowly, it'll glide you forward while you're going in it, which will make the tower actually a little bit better. And then just hold W on these and then jump, and that's kind of that. And that, ooh, watch out. And at this point you've pretty much beaten, but don't let your ego fly, because if your ego flies, you will lose it. So this, I would just recommend just high jumping, and then go to the right side, because you'll be able to high jump over everything, and then all you'll have to do is this. And congratulations, you just did this challenge. Now we gotta go quick, because I still want to be heard. Now, what you want to do for this challenge, it's a very lengthy challenge, and so what you want to do is you want to get all the way to rank 4 for Tower of Oblivion. And now there's one big thing you have to do, and then you pretty much from like floor 5 to like literally the end of the tower, everything like the same. But on floors 1, 2, and 4, you have to do a couple different things in order to be able to do this. So we're just gonna get straight into this. Now, I'm not gonna commentate on the tower. I'm only gonna commentate on what is exactly necessary. So first things first, you gotta get all the way to floor 2. Alright, now that we're on floor 2, you gotta do like a bit of floor 2 normally, but yeah, so I'd recommend going this way actually, because you have to go up here and you have to get the green button. That's right here. Now you need to get this button specifically just for I'd recommend getting it in general, because if you're playing this tower, it's gonna be pretty long now. Because of this challenge, I've beaten this ending a lot, so remember. But even now, you might just be wondering, you just fell all the way to floor 1. That can't be good. No, that's actually what you want to do. Now, I fell a little bit too far down, but it's fine, because if I just get like right here and do these couple jumps, like right after these wraps, activating that green button activates that little wedge right there. And this wedge, if you just go inside of it, whoop-de-doo, you have to hit this specific button. Now, in order to do this entire secret, you need to hit this button. If you don't hit this button, you won't unlock that, and you won't be able to do it. Now, after that, you have to get all the way to floor 4. And what I recommend for floor 4 is getting all the keys on unlocking it before doing this extra step, just so after the extra step, you can just go straight on to the rest of the tower. So, I'll meet you at floor 4 after getting all the keys. Alright, now that I've gotten all the keys on floor 4, we're here now. I unlock it just to kind of get there early, but what you need to do is you have to go back down this way. You can hit these checkpoints if you want. Doesn't really matter. You have all of this, but you have to go ultimately this way. Well, don't mind the lag. I lag when I record. I recommend hitting this just for safety reasons. But you'll see in this area, you can see stuff on the ground. If you look at the ground, you see these. You have to jump to these off this. This is the best way I see them. You can do like jumps to like there to the actual areas, but this is probably one of the hardest parts of this. Whoa. Did I just crash OBS? Uh-oh. Are we good? Are we good? We're good. We're good. Okay, that was a bit of a problem. Yeah, like accidentally open up OBS settings. I think it's just like crashed. I thought it crashed everything. Yeah, like these are really difficult, but once you can land here, you'll see this part. It might just be visible, but you'll see these parts. You could just corner flip this, and don't mess these up. Wrap onto this, wrap around, and then hit this, and now you're good to go. Yeah, now this is where really this begins. If you didn't get that button in floor 1, don't go beyond this point. You really don't have to. But now pretty much everything here is just like, I'm just gonna comment in much now. Alright, I'm still trying to figure out like the volume because I gotta quiet down. It's 1 AM for me. Yeah, I've been doing these weekly challenges for an hour. So basically go across this. You gotta run. You just go quick. Gotta go fast. Remember, always gotta go fast. Then you just go up onto this. Miss horribly. What you gotta do is you gotta get this button. And then you have to do a bunch more walking. I wonder what that is, but you have to go down this way. No, you have to go up. My bad. This didn't look liable for a minute. But you have to head up here. You then have to go down the right here because now you're in Tower of Deep Darkness. Once you go up here, and then get this button, you have to then run down this path. Pretty much how you would do this normally, except I guess a little bit different because it's not true Tower of Deep Darkness. You gotta get your button over here, and then you have to jump down the hole over here. It's a lot you gotta do. Oh, I thought that was in ring 2 for a minute. But now that you do that, you can go this way, jump onto this, and go here now. Again, I remember this, like, I'm actually pretty good at this because I keep having to do this secret ending for these weekly challenges. And after a while, you just kind of get good at it, and I wonder if I could beat this tower under 100 minutes. Maybe without the secret ending, but yeah. Anyways, you gotta squeeze through this one-side gap right here. Go through. And then you go the third one down. You go through that, like, non-cloudable part. And then you should be good now. Again, I have to check this. Alright, fine. This non-cloudable wall, don't worry about it. And then go around, hit this key. And then you have 100 seconds to get to a shed. I don't know why you have this, but, like, I guess. Just corner flip. And then you jump around, you have to go all the way this way, and then you have to go all the way around. It's a lot of walking, but it's the easiest of all. Well, I guess, like, maybe second easiest. It's not difficult at all. It's just a bunch of walking, and you've probably beaten Tower of Deep Darkness before, so you'll be like, cool. Then you go this way, get inside the house, and then once you go into the house, alright. Well, first, shout out to Bill Nye U4, why not? And join KZ, I guess, why not? But yeah, and once you get the key into the house, you gotta push this. It might be a bit stuck. Just don't worry about it, and you should be okay. You'll see, like this, you'll be able to go down. And I think they prevent this from being soft lock because the truss used to not exist, which you wouldn't be able to, like, go back up and actually get out of, like, back then. So, like, if you just failed to, you would get soft lock. I don't think you would anymore, but I still wouldn't try to find out. But yeah, now we're in Tower of Yearning Success. Cool tower. Just have to power through it. Dude, I have, like, this weird static feeling on, like, the back of my head. It's so weird. It's like, it must mean I'm tired. Yeah. Anyways, once you go up this, I guess just high jump. That actually kind of helped. You have to go up this. It's like, again, I lag in this tower when I record OBS, like, only this tower, but it's nothing too bad. It's, like, only intense, so it's not the big deal. Plus, I could just go lower graphics if I wanted to, which I don't because I don't need to. But yeah, anyways, once you're up here, you jump on this, and then you have these pillars. This kind of indicates like you're actually about to enter the next section. So what you're gonna see next may surprise you. Well, I mean, that's if you haven't played the secret game before. I've played them a trillion times. Once you do this one, you go up this. You wait for that to, by the way, you go up this way. And this is where the button unlocks this secret path. Now, in this area, what I'm going to show is everything you need to unlock. So first, you're going to see this whore-looking house. Now, don't worry just yet. But what you got to do is get this checkpoint. I'm gonna do a little bit of some educational bits right here. You have to collect 8 pages, kind of like Slenderman, except instead of Slenderman chasing you, it's Lacreator. I think that's how you pronounce it. And now I'm just going to show where you have to collect these. I'm not actually going to collect them because once you collect one, it'll spawn. So the first one's over there. So that one's just kind of like out of the way. And I'm going to go inside the house last. I just want to show you where all of them are. So the next two, you can reach them by like going under over there, going under over here. You can enter the house multiple ways. The second one's inside this non-collidable wall right there. And the third one is also like right here, except you got to go down here into this path, right into here. Hit this, and there's one right there. The exit is, I'll show you the exit in a second, but you can actually high jump here. And then go through this by the, just like clipping through it using helicopter powers. The fourth one's behind this non-collidable wall. And then you have to go up, and now you're going to be inside the house. The rest of them are inside the house. Yeah, the house is a lot of them. You have one right here. That's the fifth one. The sixth one is in here. The seventh one is up in like this area. And the eighth one, the seventh one's right there. And the eighth one, you have to go down. And your eighth one's right there, and the exit is this fireplace. Keep that in mind. So now I'm just going to collect these. I'm just going to show, like, if I get caught on this try, I'll just show, like, me successfully doing this, because I don't want to spend, like, 5-10 minutes just struggling on this, because this challenge can actually be kind of difficult. I would recommend, like, try to get this top layer, because it does get kind of difficult to get these upper level ones. Like, I never, like, am very successful with these up to. But I'm pretty good at going, like, around and whatnot, and being more successful in that range, so I usually get those 3 at some point, like, try to get them quickly. This lower area tends to be where I get more of them, like, here. This part's kind of good, because you can easily escape him better, unless you get yourself stuck in a situation where you're, like, here and whatnot. Because Lacreator kind of gets confused from going in between these two. Like, it's harder for him to, like, get you. He doesn't go through that wall. Now, he has gone through that for me before. It wasn't, like, a couple times ever. It's kind of surprising, honestly. You're like, whoa. Yeah. I'm gonna go outside. This one near the tree, it's like this random, like, wildcat of one, because you have to go literally, like, outside. You have to get this random one over here, and then you have to somehow get all the way back in. It's just so random. If you can do, you're doing pretty well now. At this point, as long as you can avoid him, you're doing pretty well for yourself. Now, I don't know where he is. I actually have not seen him. This would be so crazy if I didn't see him at all. Remember, that's why I saved that one for last, because you could just go down here, and you're, wow, I did that first try. But any of this will come out. Don't worry, this thing means you can't die, so genuinely don't worry. What you have to do is go across this specific path I'm going to show you to kill this killbot. So, see these, you have to collect these. So you want to hit this right here, immediately turn around, heal up. Obviously, you want to avoid these. But then you want to go up onto these, high jump, because you need to. You got to go in this house to get this one. Remember, again, try to not take too much health. You will take a lot of health, though. You gotta go into this corner of the map right here to click this, and now you're gonna see this charging bit. You gotta run to this building as quickly as possible, because as soon as that begins, it's gonna charge. Now make sure you hit this one. This is why, because this building's gonna protect you from the killbot. Remember, you might want to lower your volume, and as soon as it stops spamming, you gotta run. Because you gotta go run all the way to this, because this will start recharging. You'll have just enough time to make it to this structure right here. Now, this method I've planned out, it's honestly a really, really good method. Once you go into here, heal up. Because this is going to do the... Wait for the attack to be attacking. You're going to hear that specific sound. And as soon as it stops, you want to go into here. Now you want to go quickly because you can hit this one. It gets a new attack which it uses. Now use this towards your advantage. You don't want to stop. What you want to do is you want to run into this, quickly get this, run out. And this is where it's going to start this attack. As long as you just move, walk, as long as you keep going, it can't get you with the attack. But after that, you can just simply go up to here, hit this last one, and congratulations, you just did the old killbot in a very easy, concise way. That method, it works so well, and especially if you do it more than once. It makes this place absolutely free and the easiest out of the three. Surprisingly, I fluked the Krytor. That one can be a bit challenging. Because you just go into like this straight looking thingy. And that kind of ends what you need to pull off. Now, as soon as you go up this, you have one last part, Freddy Fazbear's. Just go through this. I don't know, I guess we'll go on this path. Doesn't really matter which path you take, the right or the left. You just have to kind of get into this area. You gotta get into the main, like this, and you just have to take a left. This button will irreversibly buff the finale in exchange for extra badge. Take the orb and left to turns out. The boss does not get buffed that much, and plus you'll have the immunity, so don't worry about it. Hit the checkpoint. Trust me, bro. But at that point, now you just have to beat the tower normally. Now, I'm going to be back when I literally beat the tower because I don't feel like staying here for long. I don't feel like commenting on the whole tower. I've did that and it wasn't that good, so yeah. Let's do the end of the tower to finish off these weekly challenges in the first video of September Video Rush. Alright, I'm at the end here, and that's the challenge. Let's go. I got it. Let's go. I got in 65 minutes, bro. 65. Oh, sure, why not? Sure, why not? So, yeah, that's pretty much how that works. I'm gonna do a win with this person. Shout out to you again. And, yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this weekly challenge, first video of this month. I hope this month's the best month so far. I mean, it might. I mean, I'm just gonna wait here 65 minutes. That's pretty impressive. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow for the new Steeple in Paradise to JToH. So see you then.